Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. On your screen right now, love it or hate it, is the new logo for the LCS. The LCS, North American League of Legends. They just announced today, at least when I'm recording this video today, I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to be going out, that they're doing a whole new rebrand. They have a new logo, they have a new kind of style, they have a new feel. The LCS, as we've kind of known it before, is probably going to look and feel a little bit different headed into 2021, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. There are a lot of good and bad things, I think, about this new rebrand, and we're going to be covering all of that in today's video, kind of talking about what the LCS is going to look like, what things are shaping up for the future, and just giving my thoughts and opinions on all of that stuff too. But I hope to hear some feedback from you guys as well, because I think this is pretty interesting. It can be really, really exciting, and this is kind of a big turning point for the LCS in my opinion, so I hope you guys kind of feel the same way as me. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you're not already subscribed, definitely click that subscribe button really quick. It's fast, it's free, it's easy, helps you guys stay up to date on all my latest content, and I would appreciate it a ton. We recently just passed 5,600 subscribers. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm hoping 6K is in the near future. That is one of my big goals for 2021, to keep going onward and upward, building up this channel as much as we can. And again, LCS is starting really, really soon, so you guys know I'm going to have a ton of awesome content coming out in the very near future, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. Also, if you enjoyed my content, if you enjoy what we do, if you enjoy this video at all, definitely drop a like on it as well. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and again, I would appreciate it a ton. So yeah, thank you. But here we go. First up, talking about this logo, my first opinions were, one, thought it looks a lot like the LCS trophy. I haven't really heard anyone else say that. Maybe I'm just being dumb. But to me, that was kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, hey, that looks kind of interesting. Like, I don't know. I know some people are saying it looks like fire and stuff, and a lot of people are saying that it's kind of ugly and they don't really like it. There was also some people I know that were saying if you like just turn the logo on its side, that it starts to look a little bit better, because right now, like, you can see, like, here's an L and a C and an S, and it's pretty easy to make out, but it's kind of hard and it's kind of interesting. Some people are saying it just looks like a really try-hard logo, like they tried to be like way too artsy, because already the letters are like all swervy all over the place, and you're twisting it and turning it, and so I don't know, it's interesting. I don't know, it's gonna take me some getting used to. I don't hate the fact that they're going with a new logo, because I didn't really love the old LCS logo. I thought there was definitely some things you could done with it, make it a little more creative, clean it up. Maybe this one is an upgrade, but I don't really love it. I know I tweeted out that I didn't really like the new logo, but I love the idea of a rebrand. I think it is a perfect time for that. Then also, this is their new slogan, made by many, for the LCS. I think that is an awesome slogan. Just kind of shows that you know, we really do need the whole building up of the LCS. This organization, the esports, the scene, North American League of Legends, needs to be built up by everybody. It starts you know, from the very bottom all the way to the top, and I think the LCS kind of reflects that this year. Obviously, we're going with a lot of youth movement on a lot of teams. We're bringing in some new players, but also we're going with some young talent, we're going with some North American talent. We're starting to develop our own, and again, if we want the LCS to be successful in the future, if we want it to be successful long term, we need to build up the North American talent at the LCS level, but also in the academy scene, also in the amateur leagues, and it seems like they're all about slowly starting to do that, slowly starting to make some better and better decisions that they maybe haven't been making in the past. So I do love the new slogan, made by many. But we also have this video that we can watch real quick. This video they tweeted out, they also have it on their YouTube channel now, so we can watch little bits and pieces of it now. We'll kind of react to some of it, because I think this was a really good video, and also it showcases some of the rebranding stuff, and also it got me really, really hyped for the season. So if you guys haven't seen this already, I want you guys to see it, so you can hopefully get hyped up for the season as well, because again, we're getting really, really close. What, 10 days away, maybe 9 days away from the start of the lock-in tournament, so that's really awesome. All right, so let's see what the LCS has to say about their new rebrand. LCS 2021, made by many.
Rolling, ready, and action. So are you excited for LCS?
Hopefully it's not super loud.
It is an end of an era.
So many of those that kind of had an iconic hold within the scene are gone.
The age of gods has ended.
Copy that.
So first up, I just want to say real quick, I think that is a big part of why I like this rebrand so much. Again, I agree with them that it is really the end of an era. It is really a turning point for the LCS. I know they showed like Bjergsen and Doublelift, but there's even other faces like Xmithy. I'm even kind of thinking of some of the other guys we've seen in NA for a long time. I don't know, like Meteos is coming to mind for some reason. Just some guys, Haunter even, they're not as, you know, superstar as Bjergsen and Doublelift, and moving on from them is way bigger of a deal. But we're kind of seeing this. It's not the first first big shift, but it's kind of this, it's just another new big shift. Maybe it's like the second big shift of LCS, of a generation of LCS talent. Kind of moving on. So again, the LCS you're going to see this year is going to be different than the LCS last year, then different than the LCS of the last couple of years. I know for a while there was kind of the run of TSM being the best team. Then there was the run of whatever team Doublelift's on, and now things are more wide open. Is it going to be Team Liquid? Is it going to be Cloud9? TSM looks decent. 100 Thieves looks decent. FlyQuest is kind of this dark horse team. There's so many people that could definitively come out and win it, and there's no like true biggest player in North America anymore that's kind of been around stomping NA for a while, now that it's not Bjergsen, now that it's not Doublelift. So again, in theory, I love the idea of a rebrand right now, because I think the LCS that we see in 2021 is going to be different. I think is the perfect time. And yeah, I completely agree with him that yeah, like kind of the era of the old gods is over, and now it's going to be the responsibility of the new players this year to start forming their own legacy, to start forming their own version of the LCS. And yes, it is sad for a lot of these fans to be moving on from their favorite players, from their favorite teams of the old era and stuff like that. But if we want esports to be a legitimate kind of thing, it needs to have longevity. It needs to transcend players. It needs to be bigger than any one player, bigger than any one team, bigger than any one brand. And you need to have eras. You know, you look at soccer, football, basketball, it is clearly broken up into eras. Every era is defined by big names, good teams that kind of build up a lot of hype. And if you are not able to replace those players, then your sport, your esport, your organization, your league, whatever, is not going to have longevity. So yes, it is sad. It is a turning point. There is going to be a lot of nostalgia, seeing Bjergsen as a coach and just thinking back to all his memories and stuff, and seeing Doublelift as a streamer and stuff. It's going to be weird, but this thing did need to happen. So in theory, again, I like the idea of a rebrand right now.
I've given him the note to be more casual.
What's that mean?
Do you think you can save LCS?
Yeah, I'll save LCS.
And also, you guys know I'm really high up for FBI this year, so I love that he's one of the players that they decided to highlight as kind of their new building up for the future, because I think, you guys know, I've been getting a ton of hate for it, like, oh, I'm overrating FBI, I'm overhyping him, and that could definitely be true. But I think FBI has a ton of talent. I think he's so fun to watch. I think he's so exciting. I love his attitude. I love his play style. And I think 100 Thieves is going to be good this year. It's a good Golden Guardian team from last year, plus someday in the top lane. And I think FBI has a chance to break out big, if not this year, in the next couple of years. But I think it could definitely happen this year and become maybe that next face of the LCS. Or at least one of those guys. Maybe not the main guy, but one of those top guys. So I love that Riot was kind of thinking along the same lines as me, featuring FBI in this video. Saying he's going to save the LCS.
It's time for a new LCS.
Tactical, FBI, Spica. These rookies are hungry for success.
People say he might be the next great.
I'm not really worried about anyone else. I don't really think about them that much.
And then I love that too. I think Tactical is another great choice. Obviously, this is a guy with a ton of talent. He was thrown into a crazy position, having to replace Doublelift, being thrown into Team Liquid, this team with all this expectations. They're this huge money-spending team. He's paired up with other just amazing players with guys like Impact, Core JJ, world champions on this team, replacing Doublelift. He's got Jensen, he's got Broxa. For a rookie to be thrown into that situation was crazy, and there was so much stress and pressure and everything on him, I'm sure. But like he says, he doesn't think about anybody else. He doesn't think about that stuff, and I believe it, because by the way he played this past season, yes, there were maybe some ups and downs, but man, he was pretty much as consistent as it came as far as LCS AD carries. Went to Worlds, had a pretty good Worlds run, and again, to be a great player, you got to do it year in and year out. You got to show us consistency. You have to be able to shine across metas, across different years, different competition and everything. But so far, so good for Tactical. So I think he's another great choice. And then obviously they talked about Spica a little bit as well. We'll see if they talk about him any further in this video, and I can kind of talk about that a little bit.
Cole is doing everything.
I want people to fear me. Definitely coming for the trophy.
Are there any other junglers in the LCS that are going to be better than you?
No.
And then that I just absolutely love, because that is just who Spica is. Like, that whole exchange right there. Is there anyone better than you? No, that's just his attitude. He definitely has a big ego, but it's in like a funny way. I think he's just very confident. And I think it really shows in his personality and his play style. He makes such good content with TSM. It is so fun to watch. It is so exciting. And I think that guy has a very bright future ahead of him as well. A lot of people are going to say Blabber is kind of the guy they're building towards for the future, and Blabber could very well be one of the next faces of the LCS as well. Obviously, he was a spring MVP. In the summer, he looked a little bit shaky. It'll be interesting to see between Spica and Blabber if either one of them is kind of able to separate themselves from the other one in this upcoming season. I would say Blabber probably has a better chance to do that because Blabber's been a little bit better in the LCS so far. Blabber's probably going to be playing on a better team in 2021, but Spica is legitimately talented enough to be in that conversation to potentially pass up Blabber. Because again, we've seen some junglers in the LCS have really good years, have really good splits, and then kind of taper off and never really hear from him again. So it's not completely out of the question. Spica is very, very good. He is very, very talented. He's a ton of fun to watch, and he also has a bright future ahead of him. So to feature Tactical, FBI, and Spica, I think was an amazing choice, and maybe these three guys will all end up being the superstars and the faces of the next era of the LCS. Maybe not, but they're at least three great choices, so I love that Riot chose to feature them in this video. I think it made it a ton of more fun, and it got me really, really hyped up. You know, a ton of different fan bases and stuff, a ton of new young players. Really, really great to see. And again, made by Mini, it's going to take everyone to build this stuff up, but again, you're always going to need those faces. You're going to need those big franchise players, especially on your more popular teams, like TSM, like Team Liquid. 100 Thieves kind of has a pretty big fan base as well. So that'll be great for the league if these players are able to work out. Again, whether you love or hate TSM, whether you love or hate 100 Thieves, whether you love or hate Team Liquid, you should want these young players to be succeeding, to be building up their brand, to be building up their image. It's good for the LCS. It's good for viewership, money, just the scene overall, increasing scene health. So I think it's awesome. Let's wrap this up. We got a couple more seconds of this video.
2021 is going to be about domination.
And Kobe's the GOAT caster.
This isn't just a new year, it's a new game.
This is your new LCS.
This year, they're coming for blood.
And then they show us that logo at the end there. Obviously, we heard the LCS is coming for blood. You know, we're hearing they're here for domination. I really hope so. I know a ton of NA fans hope so. You know, as a region, we kind of haven't had the best history. So I think that's also another good thing is that we haven't had a great history as a region. Yes, we had a history of being popular, having big names, having very, very popular guys, big streamers, stuff like that. But, you know, this old era of Bjergsen, of Doublelift, of Xsmithy, guys like that was not known overall for being very, very successful. So I also don't think that moving ahead to a new rebranding as you get the second wave of young big talent coming in, that you want them to create their own legacy, and they have a chance to flip the script of North America to kind of start succeeding at stuff like MSI, at you know, Worlds, and start kind of changing the narrative. So hopefully this will be part of that. Maybe not, but at least there's opportunity there with this LCS rebrand to start kind of changing how history has gone, because now it's their turn. They're all new players, whole new teams, a ton of new roster changes this year. Anything can happen. And yeah, it just has me hyped up. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the LCS rebranding? Do you like the new logo? Do you like the new slogan? Anything like that? Also, how do you think NA is going to do this year? Do you think it's going to be hype, fun to watch? Do you think we're going to be better, worse? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about in this one. Subscribe to on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Oh, excuse me. But until then, peace.